So it's August 17th, and we are just gassing up here to head back to St. John's. We have to catch a flight this afternoon at 6:30, and we got to be there 2 hours again before the flight leaves, so we can check the dog and everything in. And it's about 11:30. We were supposed to leave at 11, but we had to take care of some things before we left, so we're about a half hour behind. But we still should get to St. John's at a reasonable time. So that's not that big of a deal. And I didn't bother to eat anything this morning because I'm having the same issues as I did when we left Thompson. So I'm just not looking forward to the 4-hour plane ride. I would rather be on a plane for like 2 hours at a time than the 4-hour trip. But I'm looking at it in the fact that if I can get on this plane for 4 hours and I can make it, then the trip to Ireland that we would like to have is not really out of reach, because it takes 4.5 hours to get to Ireland from St. John's. So, and I didn't mention this in a vlog before, but we were talking about taking a trip out to Ireland. It won't be soon, but it'll be hopefully in the next, 5 years or so. That's what we'd like to do anyway. So if I can get on this 4-hour flight today and get through it and not panic at all, then I should be able to get on that flight and go to Ireland when we're ready. So that's what I'm basing it on. But we did download a few movies to watch because there is only Pixie, you can't get up there, pups. I'm sorry. There's only cable stations on the WestJet flights now while they're transitioning to their WestJet Connect, where you can hook up, or you can get the app for your iPad or iPhone or whatever and watch movies from that. So the first flight is 1 hour and 25 minutes. And so yeah, the first flight's 1 hour and 25 minutes, so there's going to be the WestJet Connect, so we might watch something on there just to save the 3 movies that we have. But if not, we do have 3 movies that we could watch, because the second flight, the 4-hour flight, there's just pre-recorded cable stations, or pre-recorded, they have stuff to watch, just it's not good. So we have things to keep us occupied, and I have my sketchbook and everything too. So yeah, it's pretty hot here today. It's probably 26 already, 26 degrees. And I read Facebook this morning, and it was storming in Thompson when I read it. So we're going, by the time we get back on early Saturday morning, it's probably going to be storming still. So I'm expecting snow by the end of September, to be honest with you. But I'm hoping it's not too, the weather hasn't changed too much since we left. But yeah, so I'm just gonna shove off, and I will check back in when we get into the airport in St. John's, unless something exciting happens in the meantime. Hey everybody, so currently we're at the Motel 6 here in Winnipeg. Well, it's just outside Winnipeg and Headley, something like that. Anyway, we got in last night. I couldn't vlog after we got out of my own hometown, because my phone died after using the GPS to get to the airport, and then there wasn't any place at the airport where we were sitting for me to charge my phone, and we didn't have any charging ports on the plane either, so I couldn't charge it there. And then when we got, oh, nope, you stay. The first plane that we got on to in St. John's got into Halifax, okay. It was a little bit of a bumpy ride on the first one. It wasn't too bad. When we got into Halifax, well, we did leave a few minutes, and the flight was longer going into Halifax than we were told through the WestJet app, because we were flying with WestJet. So when we were getting in, and when we got there, we were supposed to board at 8:55, and we didn't board until about 10:15, so we got delayed there. And then when we got into, Pixie, come back here. Come back. Oh boy, she's just like a kid. So then when we got into Halifax, we were delayed, and The flight that was coming in from Toronto, there was really bad weather, so they were delayed slightly, which made us delayed. So we didn't really get out of the Halifax airport until roughly about, I don't know, maybe 10:30 or so, which means we didn't get into Winnipeg until 12 o'clock Winnipeg time. And as we were flying in, there was a pretty bad, there was a severe lightning storm. Flew through it. That wasn't fun. That was probably the worst experience I've ever had on a plane.
Lots of fun.
It wasn't lots of fun. It really wasn't horrible, but it's the worst time I've ever been on a plane. Like, it felt like I was on like a carnival ride or something. It was just wicked, and Selena ended up getting sick on the way down because it was so bad. I was okay though, surprisingly. I took Gravol and I did eat some crackers on the plane and I didn't get sick. So that's all good and well. But we were supposed to be, sorry, we'll get this all, dog's got a mess made. We were supposed to get to the hotel. Is that scratched? That's fine. We were supposed to get into the hotel anyway last night, roughly about 1, maybe 12, I'm thinking like 12. We were supposed to get into Winnipeg at 11:30, so we would have gotten to the hotel at about 12:30 or so, but we didn't get to the hotel last night until about 1:30, and it was like 3 o'clock before we ate. So it's 10:06 here now, and we've been up ever since. I've been up since 8:30. We didn't sleep at 4 o'clock this morning, all of us, but we needed to get our day on the way, or on the go. So right now we are trying to find a Tim's. We were going to go to a place called the Pancake House for food, but we're not going to waste time waiting on food. So we're going to go to Tim's, grab something real quick, drop Pixie off to the doggy daycare that she's staying at for the day. Bless you. And and then we're going to hit up the zoo first thing this morning before it gets too warm, because when it gets up in the 30s, the animals don't come out because it's too warm. And yeah, so that's the plan. That's the first thing we're doing today, is we're getting Tim's, dropping off the dog, and going to the zoo, because we can't take the dog into the zoo because they have free roaming animals. But I gotta boot off because we need the GPS to get to where we're going, and I'm using my cell phone to record. So I'll be back a little bit later. No, I'm just taking pictures and vlogging as we go. There's a dinosaur exhibit in here today as well. Wow, this is like really different compared to last time that we were here. Buy tickets here. Hang on, Selena. So we're gonna buy our tickets.
One up front here, his name is Andy. He's one of the only 2 boys in here. When he's done growing, he'll be about 6.5 feet tall and around 250 pounds.
Wow.
He's just a young one right now.
They're all pretty young, though. Looks like.
Well, some of them are, but some of them aren't. Females actually are only about half the size of males when they're fully grown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so actually there's a brown one that's up there that just kind of swatted her leg, just scratching her tail.
I don't know if I'm zoomed in or not. Right now we're inside the butterfly garden. There's a big, it's like a big greenhouse with butterflies, and they're all over the place. So I'll put in some pictures of in here because I want to take pictures instead of video. It's really wet in there. Coming up to the top there, I think. It's moving anyway. There she is. Oh, careful. Want to go again?
Go again?
It's hard.
Well, the last one she could go on. The other one's a little too small for her.
She's crawling through it this time. That's kind of neat. Yeah. They should have these things for grown-ups.
They do.
eyes are blinking. This is the Dinosaurs Alive exhibit here at the Assiniboine Park Zoo. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. It's what? Iguanosaurus.
I think it's yang.
Yeah, I can't pronounce that. You see this?
Peanuts are just big and
defending himself.
Selena and Jeremy are trying to fill out a little pamphlet there so she can get a button at the main entrance when she goes out. So they're having a lot of fun checking out the dinosaur exhibit and everything, and it is brutally hot. It's really muggy here today. I'm wearing leggings and 2 shirts. So yeah, so there's a lot of bugs here today too, but it's not horribly bad. But we're coming up on another dinosaur here now. I'm trying to vlog and walk at the same time. Obviously I'm not good at that. A lot of people on the trail are on the walk here today, so it's really hard to take a whole lot of pictures. But let's just see if I can't get this dude. The last guy was a little bit too tall for me to get in the shot with. But that's this guy. Sounds a little funky, doesn't he? Yeah, there now. Keep thinking I hit the video, but I didn't.
we'll find out where it's.
I gotta get a video. Water.
Wave your hat, buddy. Wave your hat. He wants to play with you.
He's interested in his hat?
Yeah.
That is so cool. Oh, that's so cool.
We're just having some famous walk and Orange Julius.
Yeah.
That's what me and Selena are having. And Jeremy's having taco time, and we're just finished up at the zoo and came over to Polo Park, and we're just having something quick to eat. We're just going to an HMV, and we just finished eating and everything, and just walking around the stores and having a look around and seeing what we could see. Is that a Chewbacca mask? Oh, I thought it was one of those Chewbacca masks.
That's true.